Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest domestic and provincial events. Ladies and gentlemen, the meeting on Pace's constructions in the third quarter of the Provincial People Committee will have on the morning of September 23, 2024, co-chaired by Mr. Nguyễn Thành Ngọc, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of TayNinhTV Provincial People's Committee, and Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee. It aims to assess the implementations of the public investment plan in the third quarter. At the same time, direct the implementations of key tasks and solutions in the fourth quarter.
By the end of August 2024, the province has disbursed more than 1,849 billion Vietnam dong, reaching for over 44% of the plan assigned by the Prime Minister and reaching over 43% of the plan assigned by the Provincial People's Council, down more than 18% over the same period. Estimated disbursement by September 30th is over 2,267 billion Vietnam dong, reaching over 54% of the plan assigned by the Prime Minister, reaching over 53% of the plan assigned by the Provincial People's Council. One of the difficulties and obstacles that are affecting the progress of disbursement of public investment capital in the province is the site clearance or land procedures. Some transitional projects have large capital, but disbursement is low due to the need of carrying out adjustment work, arising items to suit the actual implementation situation of the project. And Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the People's Committee of the Province, emphasized the efforts of the province from the beginning of the year to focus on allocating capital to units. In difficult conditions, the units have met efforts, and there are 5 units of the province with a fairly good disbursement rate of over 50%, of which 1 unit has disbursed for 100%, and 5 districts have disbursed capital at over 50%.
The audience in the first 9 months of this year, TayNinhTV is estimated to have disbursed more than 2,267 billion Vietnamese dong in public investment capital, reaching over 54% of the plan's assignment by the Prime Minister and over 53% assigned by the Provincial People's Council. Meanwhile, only 4 months are left until the end of disbursements of public investment capital in 2024.
Thus, in the remaining 4 months, the amount of public investment capital that TayNinhTV must disburse is equal to the amount of implemented in 9 months. This is a huge challenge. At the basic construction meeting on the morning of September 23rd, Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, requested that the departments, branches, localities, project management boards, and investors must speed up and make more efforts, especially for investors with low disbursement rates in 9 months. At the meeting, Mr. Nguyễn Thành Ngọc, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the People's Committee of the Province, pointed out that some investors have not followed closely. The capacity of investor and consulting units is limited, especially for large volume projects in the fields of agriculture and transportation. In reality, when facing difficulties, investors are almost not proactive in coordinating with departments and branches and have not resolutely handled consulting units and contractors that are no longer capable. He directed that it is impossible to continuously extend the project. It is necessary to resolutely handle, to remove obstacles, speed up the disbursement of public investment capital in 2024.
And the Party Committee of Provincial Associates and Enterprises bloc stated that, according to the plan to organize the conferences of the party cells and committee at all levels, towards the 14th National Conference of the party, its upcoming progress will take place in August of 2025. Accordingly, it selected the party committees of the Petroleum Company and the Department of Information and Communications party committees to hold the model of conference to gain experience in directing the mass conferences. And these are 2 party organizations in the last 3 years that have been assessed that classified as having the quality of completing the task 12 or higher. And the time to hold the model conference in the party committee of the bloc will be implemented after the province has completed the model conference in the 2 grassroots party committees. And also, according to the plan, the upcoming conference will take place in no more than 3 days to be completed before the August 31st of 2025.
The Orient on September 23, 1945, under the leadership of the Party Central Committee, headed by President Ho Chi Minh, the Southern Party Committee, People Committee, and Resistance Committee wrongly mobilized the Southern Army and people to begin the resistance wars against the French colonialists. The Southern Resistance Days event is a signing symbol of patriotism, the will to protest independence and freedoms, a historical milestone demonstrating the indomitable spirit and heroic spirit of the Southern Army and people, worthy of the Gallia title, citadel of the fatherlands, that President Ho Chi Minh bestows upon it.
Only 21 days after the country's independence, the French colonialists had the ambition to invade our country once again. On September 23, 1945, they opened fire on Saigon, starting the Second War of Aggression against our country. But under the leadership of the party and alcohol, the army and people of the South rose up together and fought the colonial invaders. 79 years have passed since the Southern Resistance War, but the lessons about the proactive and creative spirit of the army and people of the South, the correct and timely leadership and direction of the Party Central Committee and President Ho Chi Minh for the resistance war in the South, promoting the strength of national unity to carry out the resistance war, still have their value today and tomorrow. On the occasion of the Southern Resistance Day during the war, I personally participated in the military intelligence of R. During the resistance war, I saw my comrades, my brothers, my people sacrifice and suffer. So I tried to strive, that is, to sacrifice my whole life for the party, for the people. No matter how difficult or arduous, I myself was determined to overcome those difficulties, to complete the task together with my brothers, my comrades, to protect the fatherland, protect the people. I'm extremely proud to be a Vietnamese and a child of the Southern. With that gratitude and pride, I cherish even more the values of independence, freedom, and peace, and cherish even more the values of the more you try, the more you practice and study. I feel very happy and proud to be a son of the Southern. I feel very proud of the glorious and heroic history of the nation, especially the brave sons of the South. The years of war have passed, but the pride of the brothers, fathers, and uncles is still there. As a young generation, I will use my youth to serve and contribute to the homeland. And I always want to educate my students about patriotism and gratitude to the roots, gratitude to the heroes who sacrificed themselves to protect the homeland and the country to be people like today. The spirit of Southern Resistance Day is a great motivation to encourage the entire party, the entire army, and the entire people to overcome difficulties and challenges, to comprehensively and seriously promote the renovation, industrialization, and modernization process, striving to make our country a developed, high-income country following the socialist orientation by the middle of the 21st century.
According to the statistics from the State Bank of Vietnam, Tây Ninh branch, in the first 9 months of 2024, credit institutions in the area have mobilized an estimated 40,350 billion Vietnamese dong in capital, up 6% compared to the beginning of the year.
And to mobilize the idle capital from the people since beginning of the year, credit institutions in the province have promoted propaganda and promotion of the content and utilities of deposit mobilization products outside the capital mobilization targets to affiliated branches and transaction offices, and mobilized customers to open payment accounts, use banking products and services, improved the quality of payment services, and implemented the good corporate culture in transaction with the customers, granted the first attachment, and long-term companionship. In addition, the local credit institutions are always interested in improving the credit quality, implementing the many solutions to reduce the bad debt, and controlling bad debt at a low level. It is estimated that by the end of September 2024, bad debt will account for 1.7% of the total outstanding debt.
In order to have a flood prevention capacity to proactively respond to the flood situation in the coming time, ensure the safety of the works, prevent and reduce floods from the downstream area. On September 23, 2024, the Southern Irrigation Exploitation Company Limited announced the first water discharge through the spillway of Yêu Tiếng Lake in 2024, starting from 7 a.m. on September 24. Accordingly, the time is from 7 on September 24, 2024 to 7 on October 1, 2024. The discharge volume is 100 cubic meters per second. The total discharge volume is 60.48 million cubic meters. Also, according to the Southern Irrigation Exploitation Company Limited, depending on the hydrometeorological situation in the basin, the water level of the reservoir, the tides in the downstream of the Saigon River, the time and discharge volume will be adjusted to suit the actual situation, and there will be a later announcement.
And on the afternoon of September 22nd of 2024, representatives of the program from Heart to Heart team, along with the Women's Union of Hoa Thanh Thao, the Women's Union and the Red Cross Societies of Long Thanh Backwards came to give livelihood support to the character of the program. The main character who was given livelihood support this time is Missy Đỗ Thị Kim Huệ, born in 1975 and currently residing in Long Đại Quarter, Long Thanh Backwards, Hoa Thanh Thao, and she is disabled in both legs and has difficulty walking. She works as a tailor, and the daily income of over 100,000 Vietnam dong from this job is only enough for her to cover the family expenses and raise a mentally ill sister and a younger brother with a self-depression. In the face of Missy Hue's difficult circumstances and determination to overcome difficulties, the audience and sponsor of the program from Heart to Heart contributed to Missy Hue a clothes hemming machine worth of 7,500,000 Vietnam dong, along with 700,000 Vietnam dong for her to buy accessories for her work.
The audience, in order to raise awareness of environmental protections, on June 9, 2024, the radio and television station, in coordination with the Provincial Youth Union and TayNinhTV Company Limited, organized the second Trail Festival Day in 2024 with the message Living Dreams and launched the model vehicle collections or Batteries for Gift. Continuing the above measures, on the mornings of September 22nd, responding to the campaigns to make the world cleaner organized by the Provincial Youth Union, all battery collection vehicle moved to Trường Lưu markets and residential areas in Trường Đông Khmer, Hoa Thanh Thao, to collect all ones, contributing to spreading the message of environmental protections.
And the campaign in 2024 was officially launched with the theme Green Journey, joining hands to protect the environment, to reduce emissions, towards combating climate change, and by taking small actions such as planting trees, not throwing used batteries into the ground, not littering plastic waste indiscriminately, we have joined hands to protect the living environment. The campaign organized by the Provincial Youth Union has contributed significantly to raising public awareness of environmental protection, preventing climate change, and minimizing the impact of the natural disasters. At the same time, activities such as collecting our batteries and plastic bottles in exchange for succulents and also have formed a sense of living in an eco-friendly manner towards sustainable development and a circular economy. The Giving or Trial program implemented by TTV11 in coordination with the Provincial Youth Union and TayNinhTV Company Limited helps to make the practical contribution to the environment. Today there is a battery exchange program. I also brought my battery here to exchange for a clean environment. I find the program very meaningful. This activity received enthusiastic participation from all levels, sectors, organizations, youth union members and students, and the people around. Collecting the used battery like this can limit the amount of used battery waste as well as the amount of lead waste released into the environment without affecting the soil environment much. The program is very meaningful with many rich activities, many contents contributing to environmental protection, in which the impressive program such as the yellow battery house model contribute to classify used battery from the beginning, and at the same time organizing booths to exchange batteries, to exchange the used plastic bottles for gifts from TayNinhTV Limited. And through this activity, the youth organization have to call on the people and the youth union members to join hands to protect the environment from the smallest actions. Accompanying the Giving or Trial program of TTV11 and the battery house model launched by the Provincial Youth Union, TayNinhTV Limited is very honored to be accompanying the program to contribute to protecting the environment and practicing a green lifestyle. We hope that the program will spread more and more in the province in the coming time. The battery collection vehicles have a very meaningful and practical mission, contributing to the Make the World Cleaner campaign in 2024 in TayNinhTV province and becoming a meaningful community activity also, continuing to affirm the role of responsibilities of TTV11 in particular and the province in general in the fight against global climate change.
Traffic accident situation in the first 9 months of 2024 compared to the same period in 2023 increased to greater on the number of cases and the number of injured people, decreased the number of deaths, in which there were many traffic accidents involving drivers using alcohol. In the first 9 months, the whole province had 311 cases, killing 182 people, injuring 193 people. Compared to the same period in 2023, the number of cases, the number of injured people increased, the number of deaths decreased. Violations of road traffic safety regulations are still quite common, and violations of vehicle weight limits on roads are complicated in some localities. The awareness of some road users in complying with traffic safety regulations is still low and is a coping mechanism. Traffic accidents are mostly due to subjectivity, drivers who do not control their speed, driving on the wrong side of the road, or improperly overtaking. The Ministry of Industry and Trade organized a session to allocate import tariff quotas for sugar products by auction this year. Accordingly, 7 traders registered and submitted full and valid bids. The total amount of sugar allocated this year by auction is 121,000 tons out of the total announced import tariff quota of 126,000 tons.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Riviera reporters on September 21, 2024, reporters of TayNinhTV radio and television station reported that prolonged flooding hindered the daily life of households living near the Golden City project at the ends of Phạm Văn Chiêu Street, Quarter 2, Work 2, TayNinhTV City, when the rainy season comes.
Previously, this year was a low-lying area, so localized flooding often occurred every rainy season, but then quickly ran into the canal and rained. According to local residents, around 2019, the apartment project officially started construction, and the water had no way to run, stagnated, causing prolonged flooding. TTV11 reporters contacted the Urban Management Department of TayNinhTV City for information on solutions to the above situation. The city solution is to coordinate with water as well as coordinate with the Golden City to survey whether it is possible to rain water in this area. Firstly, we will rain water in this area to solve flooding for the people. According to Mr. Tô Nguyễn Nhị Linh, the city is urgently implementing the connection of Phạm Văn Chiêu Street to EQ Street, along with the drainage system that follows down to TayNinhTV Canal to solve the flooding problem in the area in question. Currently, the City Build Committee is clearing and compensating the last section of about 60 meters of Phạm Văn Chiêu Street, the intersection with EQ Street, and is expected to complete the construction of connecting the roads this year. When the project is completed, the flooding situation in the area that 5 households are reporting will be completely resolved. Currently, the city is rushing to consider it as clearing and compensating these 3 households to implement the 60-meter section and connecting drainage to this area to lead to tenant canal for this area of 5 households. While waiting for the project to be implemented, the households here still have to continue to suffer from prolonged flooding. The local government should soon have temporary solutions to reduce the current flooding situation, helping people to have less difficulty in life.
That's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.